Yo, hey folks, it's Kevin, Big K Horror here, and I'm about to do another review. It's been a while, so here we go. Last night I finally got to watch a movie I've wanted to see for quite a while, and I believe it's considered a shot-on-video movie, though it could have been shot on Super 8, I'm not quite sure. But the movie is a 1990 B-movie, and it's quite a B-movie, but that's not, to me, it has its merits, and it's actually hated on a lot. Like, a lot of people don't like it, and understandably, I guess so, you know, but I can't say for fans of all shot-on-video horror, they'll like, fans of those shot-on-video, you know, type horror films, that all those kind of fans will like it, but I sure as hell did. And it's one of those movies I saw that, watching it last night as a 32-year-old man, it brought me back to those days of when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old, and my mom was taking me up to the video store every Saturday, and I was scanning the aisles of the horror film genre, you know, picking up VHS boxes, looking at the awesome covers, and not knowing really, you know, what quality of a movie I was going to get, but still seeing it. Or it brought me back to those times where, you know, as a little kid, you're not supposed to be watching late night television or some channels, but you come across this random horror film that's old, you know, gritty and just like low budget, and you get enthralled in it, and it's like, oh wow, you know, as a kid it's very exciting. Well, this movie for some reason somehow brought me back to those days. Like, I felt like a kid last night again, and with like just joyous glee, you know. Anyway, the movie I'm talking about is this 1990 film shot, I believe, in New York or New Jersey. I think it's New York, and it's called Ghoul School. Okay, now this is the DVD that was released, I think, in 2006 or 2007 by Camp Motion Pictures. And this is the Super Bloody Splatter University edition. Now, let me just tell you up front, there are a lot of people, I mean, I've read the reviews on IMDb, Amazon, you name it, and this movie gets really low ratings, but for me, I mean, I loved it. Like, I loved everything about it. Okay, like I said, it's a low budget movie. It's a B movie. You know, I mean, it's maybe something that scratched the surface on USA Up All Night or something like that. You know, late night television or something like that. You know, but it's pretty much, and this is honestly a love letter by the director Timothy. Oh God, here we go. Yeah, Timothy O'Ra. This is like a love letter to the Lamberto Bava film Demons and the film by Dan O'Bannon, The Return of the Living Dead from 1985. I think both those movies were from 1985. This is a love letter to both those movies, and I'm going to tell you why. But I'm just going to tell you, I loved every fucking second of this movie. And don't get me wrong, there's so many inconsistencies and some bad things going on about it, you know. But again, it brought me just like to that time again, you know. Anyway, it's pretty much, okay, it's about this high school. The lead characters are these two horror film geeks. You know, they, you know, are excited because they got this new horror film, but a bootleg, like some third generation bootleg on VHS, and they're gonna go watch it in the AV room, you know, after school's out and stuff like that. So, you know, and their fear of getting caught by the principal and everything. Anyway, so it starts out with them. You get to know these two geeks. And at the same time, as school's letting out, there is a heavy metal band from like the Battle of the Bands competition that's practicing in the auditorium. And then you got the most unsuccessful basketball team practicing in the gymnasium. Okay? And then you got the swim team, you know, having their not tryouts, but their you know, just practices and stuff and going on in the swimming pool. So anyway, there's these two random crook, like fucking Jersey crook cut type guys that show up on campus looking for the shit, you know. I don't know what the shit is or the stash is. I don't know if it's drugs, money. I think it's maybe a stash of money. I don't know. But there's this really overweight janitor living in the basement or cellar of the high school or something that is like locked something in the box. And these two crooks outside are like, yeah, he knows where it is. He knows where the shit is. So they, you know, they go down to break into the basement to get the shit from this guy, and they can't find it. So they, you know, they kill the janitor and basically, you know, can't find where the shit is stashed. So they find this random room with a red and green button on the wall and just press it. And hence, this is the Return of the Living Dead element here, y'all. And if you're familiar with that movie, you know, there are two bumbling idiots who, you know, unleash a gas or something of some sort, toxin, that gets inside them and affects others around them. So they release this toxin in the water through the pipes, and it gets into the swimming pool. So soon enough, our, swimming champions of the high school who are having practice turn into blue-skinned, razor-toothed, like demon zombie creatures, that come out and just start ripping people like limb for limb, open their stomachs and pulling out intestines and eating, and it's one of those, okay? So it's got the element of Return of the Living Dead, and it's definitely got so many homages to demons, right down to the detail when the two film geeks and some other survivors are hiding with the heavy metal band in the auditorium, the leader of the heavy metal band, and man, there are mullets aplenty in this film. Let me tell you, mullets aplenty. The heavy metal band is like stashed between the rows of seats in the in the auditorium, like theater seats. And there's the demon that leaps over, or the ghoul that comes over the chairs and vomits green bile. Or it's completely a love letter to those films, and understandably so, because those movies are awesome. So if you like cheap, low budget, and even like corny characters, the geek is a geek, and the heavy metal band is not even heavy metal, but anyway, that's besides the point. They're like some soft rock sounding, and it's great because when they're playing and you hear the music, the soft rock music playing, and the girls in the auditorium are, and smoking their cigarettes and stuff, and they're jamming. It's like some soft rock beat going on, and they're all sitting there like shredding on the guitars and stuff, and there's like no guitar chords going on in the sound. It's just, it's got to be seen to believe. But anyway, so that all aside, this movie does deliver on gore, and some people may say it's cheap gore or whatever, but it's still gory, and it's just got an element of fun throughout it, and like heavy metal soundtrack, and even this fun little synth soundtrack to it, simple soundtrack, but still I liked it, and again, it's just one of those movies that as I described, it's not something to be taken seriously whatsoever. This is like a filmmaker who got people he knew in the industry, and there's other people in the industry that worked on this film, working together to make just a love letter, just a fun horror film. It's not, not to be taken seriously at all. And this movie really just kind of, if you enjoy those kind of movies, this movie really did seal the deal for me. Now, I know it gets all the reviews for it online trash this movie, and I'm not going to lie about that, but I loved it, so there's got to be other fuckers out there who love it too, right? There's got to be. They put it on DVD and everything. There's got to be people who like this movie to me, too, like me. And so I saw this last night, and I watched all the special features, and let me tell you, this edition right here, and it's pretty, goes for cheap on Amazon and stuff. This edition is loaded with the original investor reel of Ghoul School, which is different from the actual feature film, which actually features some cool gore and stuff. It's got the making of Ghoul School, like someone was recording on the set. It's got all these these short films, I think, by the director Timothy O'Rourke. They're all like high school themed. It's got a lot of things on here, so it's filled to the brim, and it's a good release. After I watched the movie, I had to watch the investor reel, and then the investor reel with the commentary, and then I had to watch the making of, and it was just a fun time capsule of, I guess, 1989, 1990, but I loved it, cheap ass looking ghouls painted down their bodies, painted down blue and swim in their swim trunk, like bikinis and stuff, along with razor sharp demon teeth like from demons, and like some green ooze on them and stuff. So it was very much like demons, and it was just a fun movie. It's all about the two horror movie geeks like going out of their way to try to save the heavy metal man and some other characters and stuff like that, the basketball coach and stuff like that. But don't worry, I didn't ruin the whole movie for you. But it's one of those movies. A lot of shit goes on between it, But there's unintentional humor, like I said, with the out of sync timing of the music with the guys playing their instruments, and right down to the basketball players, man. I've never seen so many basketball players miss, their goal over and over. And the mullets have, like I said, have got to be seen to be believed. And there's even a known actor I noticed in it. I can't remember his name, but he starred in the film with Christina Ricci called Opposite of Sex. He was the gay guy in that, and he was also starred on like the WB show Jack and Jill from the late 90s and 2000s, and he was also on Charmed. Anyway, but he's sporting an awesome mullet, man, let me tell you. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it. I loved it. Again, it's one of those movies I don't know if I can recommend out to other people because people, hated it. So use your own discretion if you ever want to check it out or want to purchase it. But if you're into, like I said, those old school, like, rent them and, trial by error, renting VHS type thing, where you don't know what kind of product you're going to get, but you still have fun with it, and it's just gory and cheap, and there's a lot of heart put into this. Now, it may not be the best movie out there, but it has a lot of heart, I have to say. So, I give this, a thumbs up, and I loved it, so I'm glad I own it in my collection now.